Yo, what up, YouTube gang? I'm Jay Pats, and this week we're gonna be breaking down this just dark, evil, gritty, dirty boom bap beat that I made without using samples. It's like mostly synth based, so it has that kind of like Terminator futuristic type of feel, but just like dark and dirty. So I'm gonna show you a preview of the beat, and then let's just jump right into it. Actually pretty repetitive. It's just meant to be like that, just a simple loop that's just grimy and hard, and you just like spitting over for like 2-3 minutes or whatever. Yeah, when I started this beat I was like, let me just make some grimy stuff with a synth. So I just started with this matrix synth from Arturia, and I think the first thing I laid down were these notes. So first off, what you might notice is the close together notes. So right here, these are all playing right next to each other. And like I've said, it just creates tension and it just makes for this dark sound. So that felt like a good starting point for me. And then it was just all about adding to that and emphasizing certain points. So another thing I bring up is not having all your melodies like playing at the same time, so leaving room and almost making like a call and response type of sound. So next I had this synth that kind of just answered that first synth, and this was a string, so close together notes again, so we got that tension, and this is what it sounds like. So it's just got that eeriness that answers this first part of the synth together. Let me just show you what I mean by that. Just adding more movement to the melody also. Don't know why I froze these and didn't keep the originals. I mean, I guess I didn't realize I was making a video, but so yeah, I had these two sounds. And then a vocal, if you have sound toys, you could just put a tremolator in and get a similar effect. And then I just added a delay to this first one. And then the last part for the melody that I had was this bass. And that was really just following the root notes of this original melody that I started with, so C sharp and then C. Yeah, it was really that simple for the melody, but then again, I guess if you listen to the beat, it's also super simple and just like a loop. From there, the whole melody sounded like this. Then from there I just knew that I needed some drums, so chopped up a drum break. And I just kind of EQ'd out a little bit of where the kick was hitting and also the snare, because those are both a little too loud, and like at least in my opinion, for the sound I was trying to achieve. So I just wanted to tone them back a little bit, so I'll show you if I take that off. So you hear once I put it back on, it just tones it down a bit. That's sometimes useful when you're using a drum break, because drum breaks might not be mixed the best or leveled to the volume that you want sounds to be at, you know? And I think if you've watched enough videos now or tutorials and that, you kind of know that one of the biggest parts of mixing a beat is just leveling things correctly. So it's super important. So that's why I did that EQ. Yeah, so this is how everything sounded together. This actually took really quick. I wasn't expecting it to be this fast, but again, it just comes back to like what I always say in my videos is just the simplicity, but doing it right. You got to do simplicity correctly, because if you don't, then it's either just going to be boring or repetitive or just not hit the point. So one of the things to make sure is that you get a certain feeling when you play something. Like a beat should always give you some sort of a feeling, because that's what music is. Like any good music gives you some sort of a feeling, whether it's uplifting or whatever it is. It just puts you in a certain mode, and that's probably why you listen to it, you know? Keep that in mind when you're actually making beats too. You need to try to take people somewhere or take the artist somewhere, and that's how you're gonna get people on your beats. Because I mean, I know some of you probably would agree with me. You definitely heard a song by one of your favorite artists drop and you're like, bro, this beat isn't even that good, or I can make a way better beat than this. And yeah, that's probably true, but the only difference is that one, you weren't in the right place at the right time, or you just didn't network to be in that position. And two, it's not about having the best beat. It's never been about having the best beat. It's about being in the right place at the right time, and then giving the artist the vibe that they want or that connects with them in that moment, you know? Keep that in mind too. And that's part of like my work ethic, where I'm just gonna outwork everybody, and that's why I've been consistent making and uploading beats to my beat store every single day for 2 years plus, because it doesn't matter if I have the best beats or not. I put myself out there every day, and I give people an opportunity or a reason to come mess with me and like use my beats or reach out to me or whatever it is, you know? So if you're a producer, I highly recommend the same thing, especially if you feel like you've been in the same place for a long time just making beats aimlessly, because that's what happened with me. I was at a point where I was like, okay, I'm just making beats, but where am I going with this career? Like, what am I doing to get me to the next level? I've grown the most over the last 2 years from just making and uploading a beat every single day to my beat store, my TikTok. So I highly recommend just doing something like that. It doesn't have to be the craziest videos or the craziest beats or whatever, but just be consistent and outwork everybody else. Since the beat tutorial side of things was super short in this video, that's just my 2 cents on your career and just making music for a living. Hopefully there was some helpful content in this video. If there was, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell, because it really just helps out my channel and keeps me motivated to keep on making content for you guys and sharing my knowledge. Thanks for tapping in. I'm Jay Pats. Peace.